Finding the Lighthouse Diamond Thief Lab. So here's the problem. It was a dark and dreadful night when we discovered the disappearance of the priceless Lighthouse diamond. We all thought it was safe and sound in our super secure vault in the basement of the You Gotta Have It jewelry store. But alas, the only thing we found was a note and a bag of white powder left in the vault. The thief left them there to tease and taunt us. How humiliating this has been. We have called you in because we need your professional help in solving this mystery. After analyzing the evidence that was left behind by the crook, by using the scientific method, and studying the profiles of the suspects that have been named, your team of police scientists will present your report to the panel of honorable judges for the possible sentencing of our criminal. We hope we have called in the right scientific team. You. Good luck. So here's what we're going to do first. Gather information. Get the 2 individually labeled white powders from your teacher. You're going to do this with your small group that you make. Using the instructions provided at the stations, become an expert on your 2 white powders and record your observations here. So what's going to happen is you are going to be assigned one of these white powders. Cornstarch, baking soda, flour, sugar, plaster of Paris, or salt. And what you will do is you will take 1 scoop, never mind, 2 scoops, or 3 scoops. 3. Let's go with 3. 3 scoops, and then you will use this to do your tests. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to fill in the total chart. What you would have done first is you would have filled in your 2, and then you would have gotten together with 2 other groups, and together you 3 groups will have your chart, your answer chart. This is what you're going to use to help you solve our mystery powder. Okay, first, close-up. Not that close, I guess. Close-up, what we're going to do, plaster of Paris. There we go. Here's the instructions. So it says, take a small sample, just a pinch, pinch, of the white powder assigned to you and put it on the white glass slide or on a piece of paper towel. We're going to use Petri dishes. So take a little pinch. I can't get my fingers. There we go. Okay, so just a little bit. You do not want a lot. Less the better. Then, look at it carefully using the hand lens. I can't get it out of my pocket. There we go. So the hand lens ooh, look at that. It's really nice. I think it's really nice and big. Alright. The hand magnifier. Wonk. So let's see if we can do this. I don't know. So it's definitely a white powder. It does not look very granular. I would say it is very fine. And it feels very soft. I know you guys can't see it because my phone doesn't focus well. Hang on, I'm going to pause it. Yeah, so that was as close up as we're going to get on that one. So I would have said that these were very small pieces and it was fine, which is another way to say that it's kind of soft. Okay, so let's look at the cornstarch. Okay, so this is the cornstarch. Oh, focus. Again, it looks really soft. You can't see really any granules. Granules? Is that how you say it? I don't know. But it was even softer than the plaster of Paris. So it's very fine. And if you like smudge it, look at that. It just kind of streaks. So very small pieces. So very small pieces, also very fine. Okay. Baking soda. I picked the one that was just not my finger size. I'm going to have to pinch like a weirdo. Oh, look at that. Oh, look. These don't stick together at all. This is our first real big difference. These pieces didn't stick. And they definitely are granular looking, which means they're like little grains, little pieces, each of them. Okay, so they don't streak, so it doesn't streak at all. They're just very small granules. So very small granules, not very fine because they're just little pieces. Alright, next up is going to be the salt. Again, I'm going to pinch. Oh, I thought there was already powder in there. Oh, look at that. They just kind of went everywhere. They look like little cubes. Oh, that's so cool. There's another one underneath. There we go. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that, but they're just adorable. Little cubes. Adorable. Alright. So we'll say small cubes. And it's rough. Right? They're rough. R-O-U-G-H. Yeah, right. So they're rough feeling, not soft. That's the opposite, right? Alright, next is going to be flour. A little wink. Alright, so this is another one that's, oh, I know the word now. Powdery, right? So this is like a powder. It's pretty soft. There it is. So they're soft. Can't really see the pieces. It doesn't really smear like the cornstarch did. How about we say small, soft pieces? Alright, sugar. Oh, look at that one. So that's just plinking around like the salt did. I wonder if they look like cubes. Focus. They do kind of look like cubes. Interesting. They kind of look like that, but this is as much magnification as we're gonna get. So they look like cubes also. So, ooh. Let's compare it to the salt. Which one's smaller? Salt, sugar. Salt looks like it might be a little bit smaller, but never mind. Can't really tell, so let's not say any of that. Small cubes. Alright, now for the vinegar test. For the vinegar test, make a small volcano out of the powder with an indentation at the top so that the vinegar can be dropped into it without running off. Drop 1 or 2 drops, that is super important, no more than that, of vinegar and watch for any reaction or change that might occur. So you're going to want to look for your indicators and record the findings in your chart. Okay, so I'm thinking to make the indentation, I can just there we go, look at that. It just looks just like a volcano. Let's get the vinegar. Okay, so this is our plaster of Paris. We will do 1 or 2 drops right into the center. Absolutely nothing happened. Right? So, what we're going to do is we're going to put our key right here, NR equals no reaction. So, NR. Next, cornstarch. Okay, here's the cornstarch volcano. Here's the vinegar. Okay, so it has just beaded there. This is not really a color change, right? Because it's white, the powder's white. Oh. Look at this. It's hard. So this is like a hard little piece. Maybe it did. Oh, and then it just crumbles. Alright, so now it was just because it was wet, so it did not form a solid. It's alright. NR, no reaction, although that was cool. But cornstarch is odd. Alright, next up, baking soda. Yeah, and I just realized we've already done this one, so we totally know what's going to happen. Oh, look at that, the volcano's erupting. Ah. So we had a reaction, right? We had gas production. Bubbles, right? AKA. No more saying AKA. Otherwise known as bubbles. Alright, next up is salt. Okay, so the salt is difficult because it likes to bounce around. I'm going to say that sugar is going to be the same. So it's kind of like a flat volcano. Okay, so there's no reaction. What it's doing is just absorbing into it. No reaction. Flour. Here's the flour. Vinegar. Alright, nothing is happening. It's just very slowly absorbing into the flour. Taking forever. Maybe it didn't do the same thing. Ah! Stuck to my finger. Alright, no reaction. Alright, sugar. Okay, here's the sugar. Vinegar. Alright, again, no reaction. It is just absorbing into it. So the only thing that reacted was the baking soda. Next, we will do the iodine test. Okay, plaster of Paris and iodine. Oh, look at that. We have a yellow color change. Alright. Cool. Yellow color change. Next up is the cornstarch. Okay, cornstarch and iodine. Oh, black. That's the color of evil right there. So we have a, oh, do we? I don't know, maybe it's a different color. I kind of want to move it around, but I kind of don't want to stain up my fingers, guys. I know what I'll do. I'll use this. Oh, it got hard. That cornstarch. So it's also hard. Look at that. I'm going to use my finger. Forget it. Finger time. Yeah, it's definitely black though. Alright, so black. Black. Color change. And it's hard. Alright. Alright, baking soda. I don't think I can use that stick anymore. Alright, baking soda and iodine. Nothing. That was the same color as when it came out. So, no reaction on that one. Salt. So salt definitely goes everywhere more than sugar. Just FYI. Oops, I touched it. Darn. Gotta get that on. Alright, again, no color change on that one. No reaction. But, super cool to look at the granules. Okay, moving on. Flour. Oh. That looks like it's black also. Definitely black. Okay, black. Color change. Curious as to whether it's solid or not. It's not. It's squishy. But it's not on my finger. Yeah, so not a solid. Yeah, so see how sugar didn't flail about as much as the salt did? Alright. With our sugar, we are also having no reaction. Or are we? Let's put a small drop next to it to compare color. Oh, look at that, it looks red. Sorry, shaky hands, because I'm getting old. Wow, looks like it's congealing. Did not do that with the salt. So this is the salt and that one's the sugar. I'm gonna say we are maybe having a chemical change on that one. Interesting. Maybe it's just, well, maybe it's just dissolving it. But I think we do, maybe we do have a color change. Might have to change some of my answers. Salt, baking soda. Let's think about this. Well, I guess let's change these. We'll change that to like a yellow, and this is a yellow, and this is like, what do you call that? Honey? Looks like honey, right? Alright, so baking soda. Let's change that. Yellow. We'll change that one to yellow. Ooh, golden. There we go. Golden honey. Don't eat it though. So golden, and it looks syrupy. S-Y-R. Syrup. E-I-E? What do you think? Well, we already spelled the one thing wrong. Syrupy. That's not right either. Maybe it should have been a Y. You know what I mean, though. Alright, next is the heat test. Here's the instructions for that one. Place a small amount of the same white powder on a flat piece of foil. Put on your safety glasses, because we don't know what's going to happen, right? So test the reaction, if any, using heat. It should take about 2 minutes to see if it will react. You don't need to burn it until it turns to carbon ash. Plus, that will smell horrible. So, I know where I'm going to be standing now. Record your observations and clean up and throw away your aluminum foil. Sorry, you can't use the same aluminum foil again. Bummer. Okay, in order to save time, I made that. I don't know what you would call it, but it's going to be in this order. So, plaster of Paris, cornstarch, baking soda. Plaster of Paris, cornstarch, baking soda. Salt, flour, and sugar. Let's go put it on the hot plate. Okay, so we're on the hot plate. They're all sitting there, touching the hot plate. Really crazy thing about these is that even though it's marked high and it is extremely hot, it does not look hot at all. So you need to be very, very careful when working around the hot plates, or otherwise you're just going to burn yourself and learn the hard way. One or the other, guys. Alright, so it's been a while. You can see that the flour right here is starting to brown, and it looks like the sugar is starting to melt. So, for the flour, that's right, that it is turning brown. So it's brown. And the sugar is melting. And it's also kind of yellow, right? You see that? Yellow. Melting and yellow. Nothing else in the other ones. We'll give it a little bit more. It definitely smells a little interesting. Alright, so it's been about 5 minutes. These are the only two that have reacted. This has been on there so long it's now black. That is like boiling. So we're going to call it. These are the only two that reacted. Everything else is non-reactive. We're going to turn this off. But I'm not going to touch that because it's going to be hot. So, no reaction, no reaction, no reaction, and no reaction. Alright, that's page 1. Now, get the unknown powder for your group from the teacher. Look at the powder and make a visual determination about what it is based on just visual. No touching or any of that. Alright, so here's the mystery powder. Looking at it, it looks soft. And it looks like it smears because it's like on the bottom. But other than that, I've got, oh, you see granules? I see a little bit of granules. I don't know. The sugar didn't smear. Maybe it's a combination. I don't know. I got no bloody idea. You guys can put what you would like, but tell me the why. This can't be right, can't be wrong, but you need to say why. So now we're going to do the same thing. Mystery powder, leave that blank because we don't know yet. Let's do the close-up. Okay, close-up. We can see that there are definitely we can see those cube granules, but it also felt soft. There was some things that felt soft. Let's see if we can smear it. See, look at that. See that smear? See that smudge? So this is definitely going to be a combination of two of our powders. Sneaky, sneaky bad guy. So we have cubes, which is sugar or salt, right? And also fine powder. I'm going to run out of space. Alright, so fine, remember that means soft. Alright, vinegar test. Alright, so I made 2 mountains because I'm going to do both tests at this, kind of at the same time because I want to hurry up. Alright, here's the vinegar. Looks like we're having no reaction. Here's the iodine. Ooh, so it's turning black. Interesting. Also, so, ooh. Oh, darn. Got it on my finger, guys. Remember, iodine stains, so don't touch your clothes. So it's hard. But it also, it looks jelly, doesn't it? It looks like a gel. See if we can get it to soak up any more. No. Tell me. If you didn't know, I love solving mysteries, so this is just going to drive me bonkers. Alright, so it's definitely, it's hard, like a solid, you know, and it's black. But it's also kind of sticky. And I have black fingers. Okay, that's fine. Not a big deal. Alright, so, but for that one, no reaction. So no reaction, and it was black. Let's consult our other one. Ooh, syrupy? Because it's shiny, right? Shiny, syrupy. Let's see what it looks like with a Y. Syrupy? Which one do you think looks better? I'm kind of going with the IE. I like that. Alright, heat test. There's the mystery powder. It's definitely hot. I can feel it. So I'll check back in a couple minutes. Look at that. It is turning yellowy, golden, hot. Right, don't touch. Use the pen. Like yellow, and it's liquidy. There we go, that was pretty fast. Okay, so we have all of our results from our test. Now what we need to do is compare to our data chart. This data is going to tell us, hey, based on what this is, what do we think it is? So we saw cubes and fine powder. Those were cubes and those were cubes. So it's either sugar or salt. It turned yellow with the iodine. This one was syrupy and it turned yellow. The salt did not react. So I'm thinking that there's definitely some sugar in there. So I'm thinking that there's sugar, but it also turned black with the iodine. Which one's turned black? This one turned black. So the flour turned black and the cornstarch turned black, but it was also hard, remember? So I'm thinking that this is going to be a mixture of cornstarch and sugar. Cornstarch and, oops, can't even see that, sorry guys, sugar. That's going to be our mystery powder. Now, so what powder do you believe your mystery powder to be? Well, we already said it is, so we're going to say the mystery powder is, alright, so what I said was the mystery powder is a mixture of cornstarch and sugar, because, I guess that should be a comma, sugar melted in the heat and the cornstarch turned black with iodine, because it says 2 pieces of evidence, right? 2. Gotta do it, guys. Based on the information you collected and the suspect sheets, determined who committed the crime. So we got to look at our suspect sheet. All right, Pedro Sanchez, loyal customer of the You Gotta Have It jewelry store. He comes in once a week to look over the newest selection of, lost my spot, diamonds and other jewels. His favorites have always been diamonds. He loves the way they sparkle and shine. He has been acting so strange lately. The store workers have even found him talking to the Lighthouse diamond. What a weirdo. When he thought no one was watching or listening, he would say, "You'll soon be mine." He's a very clean person. You can tell by the way he dresses. He is careful about his cleanliness, probably due to his allergies to many things like cats, dust, salt, plaster of Paris, and any fine kind of flour, especially roses, and sugar. You know it's not Pedro because it has sugar in it, so it's not him. He would have blown up like a balloon or something. Alright, Susie B. Sugar. Susie is still in school, but she comes by the store every once in a while to fantasize about what her boyfriend will buy her. Oh my goodness, Susie. The problem is that her boyfriend is very cheap, and the only thing he's bought her is a bag of popcorn at the movies. Time to move on, girlfriend. She has been looking over the Lighthouse diamond every day after school for 2 weeks. She would run to the counter where the diamonds was kept and would swoon over it. In the past few days, she has been acting odd. Instead of using her usual happy self talking a mile a minute, Susie's been very nervous and untalkative. She loves sweets and junk foods. Ding, 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 hint, hint. She was always coming to the store with a wad of gum and some kind of candy in her mouth. When Susie was a small child, she did have a very bad reaction to baking soda. It almost killed her. Her mother learned never to give her baking soda. Susie will turn bright red and blow up like a balloon. Well, you're still in the run-in. Baking soda was not our mystery powder. All right, Norman P. Grump. It's got to be him. Look at that face. He hates all things shiny. Mr. Grump used to work for the You Gotta Have It jewelry store 5 years ago. He was very ambitious and can talk anyone into buying something just by smiling and flashing his baby blues. Is that an accurate picture? I don't know about that, guys. He was a very handsome young man at the time. Oh, but now look at him because he's old now. It's because he didn't smile. He's got grumpy wrinkles. It was all because he was fired from his job at the store. One day he was helping an old customer by the name of Betty Crock, and Betty liked being helped by Norman. In fact, Betty loved Norman. She brought him some of her famous cornstarch and flour cookies. Norman must never be near cornstarch or flowers. Oh, goodness. Norman would do anything if he could get someone to buy something from him, so he took a bite and started choking and bumping into everything. He knocked things over and broke a lot of display cases as he stumbled around trying to catch his breath. Well, they fired him on the spot. That's messed up. And he swore that he would someday get his revenge. On the night of the diamond's disappearance, Norman was seen behind the store. Oh, and Mr. Sub-Zero, superhero guy. Alright, Sub-Zero, as we like to call him around here, has been coming to the store to buy his supplies of diamonds for the past few years. Few people know that diamonds are the source of his power. Well, now everybody does, guy. This is going on YouTube. He goes through quite a few diamonds each month. Some months are slower for him and he doesn't need so many diamonds. But lately, there has been talk that he is gearing up for a big fight and needed something special like the Lighthouse diamond to give him some superpowers. Well, he too has been eyeing the Lighthouse diamond. Something else that few people know is that Sub-Zero is deathly afraid of salt. You know how they salt roads that have ice on them to help melt the ice? Well, he's afraid someone will salt him. He also won't go near baking soda or cornstarch. That's hilarious. So based on that, we can eliminate people, right? So ours is a mixture of cornstarch and sugar. This guy, allergic to sugar, he's out. She loves sugar, she's still in. He is allergic to cornstarch, so he's out. And this guy also won't go near baking soda or cornstarch. So this is our little thief right there. She just needs to get a boyfriend that's not cheap. That's all. It's not that big of a deal, Susie. So I conclude, based on the information that my group collected, that Susie B. Sugar, S-U-S-I-E, left the following mystery powder at the scene: cornstarch and sugar. Slash sugar. What two chemical change indicators did you notice? Identify what two substances were being mixed and what indicators did you observe? All right, so for the cornstarch, our indicators were, let's go with these things, black on the iodine test, black and hard on iodine test. For the sugar, we had syrupy on the iodine test and yellow in the heat test. Going with the IE. Syrupy on iodine test. And yellow, can't hold this, on the heat test. Boom! Susie, summer school, detention, all kinds of stuff for you, girly.